This video was sponsored by 10 Moon Tablets. Click the link in the description to go to the store and purchase one of your own. I'll be talking more about the tablet later in the video, so stick around. Art styles. You know, the thing that distinguishes a certain artist from another. Some popular artists like Junji Ito, Hirohiko Araki, Brian Lee O'Malley, and a bunch of others that exist have their unique style that they are known for. I don't know if people really talk about this, but I will. There are so many artists that have influenced my own style. In fact, so much that I can barely even draw in one style, and I like playing around with my art a lot. And I mean like, super a lot. So I thought of a fun little idea for a video to make when I wasn't too busy with school, that I would draw in 9 different art styles, but the artists being the main 9 that have influenced my own art style. I'll be talking more about the 10 Moons graphic tablet, so stick around. The first artist that I'm doing is Moki, also known as Moki Moya on Instagram. I've been following them for a long time, and the best way I can describe their art style is just cute and adorable. It's a very fun art style, and I've been following them for a very long time now, and seeing their art growth is just amazing. Regarding back to the tablet as well, 10 Moons reached out to me to talk about their tablet some more. I've had this tablet for 4 to 5 years now, and it's my baby. The size is pretty big for a graphic tablet, but it's the right size for me to draw comfortably. When you order it, it comes with a case for the tablet, nibs, a nib remover, a pen case, the pen, the tablet itself, and also comes with a Type-C USB and a micro USB, making it compatible with Android for drawing. Note: only Androids. Sorry, iPhone user. Next style is Galactabun, probably the oldest art style from this list that I've been following. You know, during the whole musical phase that every artist had, I absolutely love their style. It's very round, cute, and unique. It's an art style I can distinct from others, with a soft coloring and facial expressions. I remember in middle school especially, they influenced my style so much I want to draw just like them. I love the little hearts that they drew in mouths, the shading even in their sketches, and also hands. They draw hands very well. I remember just watching their animatics over and over for a really long time. It's one of my only memories of middle school, to be honest. So, the tablet is what I've been using to draw in anime ever since I got it. There are 8,192 levels of pressure on this tablet. It has a 10x6 size area. It's compatible with a lot of drawing programs. The pen is battery free, and it comes with one of the tracing sheets. I don't know what they're called, but it works wonders. And you don't have to pay that much for the protection plans. Like, seriously, it's less than $10. And I was just an idiot before that didn't really know how to order things online. Okay, next style is Wild Daggers. I found them on Instagram one day, browsing through Danganronpa and fell in love at first sight. I admire styles that have a very cartoony look to them. Other examples I couldn't fit in the list is Bloody Usher, Dr. Chuck, and Wander Across Aminos. I feel like for my cartoony style, those are the ones that help me out the most, but especially Wild Daggers, with their fun facial expressions and body proportions being fun to work with and draw. The most fun trait about their art style is definitely the face expressions. I love how they draw eyes and mouths on characters, and how their colors they work with work so well together. This tablet is also pretty portable. You can fit everything you need to in the case and just bring it with you along with your laptop or phone. You don't need Wi-Fi to download the driver, which is also extremely to download. You can bring it outside, to school, to your friend's house, or even a fun little bookstores with a cafe. I really had no issues with the tablet, besides the cable itself literally bending due to how my desk was placed at the time. Don't bend the cable too much, by the way. The tablet will destroy itself from the inside and out. Next artist is Ida Iroh. Yes, the creator for Toilet Bound Hanako-kun and Dear My Living Dead. This is one of the more recent artists out there because of how recent the anime came out for Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Over quarantine, I started drawing more and more, and when the anime finished, I binge read the manga and fell in love with the art style. Both the coloring and the line art work itself is an incredible work of art. I admired the art style so much that I got the art book just to analyze and admire the art. The coloring style is very fun and definitely influenced how I use colors now, especially the eyes. I learned especially on the eyes and try applying a similar technique to my own art. Is it good for beginners? Yes, but also don't only rely on what I say. My experience as a beginner was different from other people because I didn't start out with this tablet. I started with a small Wacom my mom gave me, and when I wanted something better, I chose this tablet, and I learned from it. I learned about the express keys and how, on most tablets, they're just there for decoration for me because I'm a lefty. But I adjust myself. Next artist is Terra. Now, this is also a recent artist that's influenced my style, the cartoony expressions I try to go for, and I love their style. I remember I first discovered them with the song by Nanabo Akari's Instant Heaven featuring Eve, because I was a huge Eve fan. And then I followed them, and I love their other MVs that they make for other yutaites. I think it's a very fun style with their certain ways of choosing how they draw different people, with eyes, hair highlights, and color palettes. I also just love how aesthetically pleasing their art is, especially how they use colors together. I'll never get bored with a new MV that they release. Now I got some questions from my tablet review video that I didn't answer due to... Oh, someone left a comment. I'll reply later though, I'm busy. Someone commented? You never answered my fucking question! So yeah, I'll be doing that now. Someone says, I look like a Jin Animations copycat. Aw, thank you. She was actually one of my biggest inspirations growing up. Is this good for beginners? Yes. It can show beginners how to use express keys early, and it's relatively easy to use. How many levels of pressure are there to the tablet? 8,192. How's the tablet going? Great, just don't bend the cable. And I'm not a tech geek, but the more I talk about it, the more I think sometimes the issue could have been taking care of something entirely different, but I just always assume it was the cable bending too much. Take care of the cable though. Next artist, P Love 100. I've been following them ever since the Toilet Bound era, and they definitely influenced my style. I don't know if this one is that obvious, so I'll try to explain it. I have this other style that I call the painting style, and Pingy's art really helped me with it. And learning to blend and work with colors better for that style. My main inspiration for that style was Pingy, in the coloring and small painting aspects of it. The hues blend very well together, the blending as well, their style being so recognizable to me, especially with both the art style itself and the coloring palettes. Also, with the help of Pingy, I mustered up the courage to use the analog brush more and more. And eventually, I experimented with another new style that I just love using because it's so much fun. How do you install the driver? Well, okay, so in your desktop, go to your files and open it. Then in your taskbar, scroll all the way down to where it says CD drive pen driver. Now, double-click the tablet setup, version 4. And wait for it, and then click yes if this pop-up comes up. And click OK. And just wait for it to load. Next, 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 install. And finish. Then the tablet should work perfectly fine. You should not have
any drawing applications open while doing this process, because then it will close immediately, and if you have unsaved work, it won't be saved.
Any cons about the product? Not too much. It's just things that I can get petty over, like that express keys only being on the right side. And listen, I know you can turn the tablet sideways, but that doesn't feel right either. I don't know what it is, but if I know it's sideways, then it really bothers me, so I just put up with it. But sometimes I also feel like that's the case itself. But sometimes I feel like the case itself bends the tablet too much. The tablet does receive a lot of scratching from drawing a lot over time, but it doesn't affect the tablet itself over time. But those might be things that only annoy me a little. Next artist is Waboku. Waboku definitely helped inspire me in creativity as well. Their MVs for Eve and Zutomayo are very well done, and I'd recommend checking them out if you're lacking any inspiration. The simple style, but along with the anatomy, helped me out. Body anatomy is something I struggled with a lot, and I still do. But I've slowly been improving with studying Waboku's art and noticing what shapes bodies are composed of, if that makes any sense. The different creatures and aspects of a character in Waboku's animation give me ideas on how to create characters as well. For example, I had an art assignment in 8th grade where I had to draw something weird coming out of a well. And I drew this heavily inspired by Tokyo Ghetto. But from there, that gave me even more inspiration for a series I then went on to create. I'm still in the planning process of it, but now it's in my plans to animate a pilot when I'm done with writing it. Someone commented that it was glitchy and buggy, which is strange because I've never had any problems with downloading the driver. Install the tablet setup every time you plug it in, and when you remove the USB from the port, remember to eject the USB itself from the computer the proper way instead of just yanking it out. The tablet is very good for its price, and if you do have trouble with the tablet, then I really recommend buying the protection plan to get it fixed for a very low price of literally under $10. Second to last artist is Ryushi, also a popular animator for popular J-pop artists and Vocaloid. I grew up watching their MVs for mostly Vocaloid, but then stopped after my Vocaloid phase. But then, when I started listening to more Utaitas in around 2020, I rediscovered them and finally remember their art and seeing how it made me realize that their art style definitely influenced how I started to draw cartoony body types in 7th grade. The color style is also something I wanted to try and go towards, and that's one of the main problems I seem to have, is not knowing how to blend the right colors together well. Because I pretend to understand color theory, but then I just flip out as soon as the drawing process starts. My favorite MV by them is definitely all of the Soramafu Urasaka MVs that they made, especially RPG. And I absolutely adore Snobism. The funky little character and how they animate in those motions and the fun little walk it does is just so incredible to me. Another one of my favorite works by Ryushi is Not Here Tsubomi-chan, which isn't a serious thing that they made, but it leads to the next and final artist I'll talk about. Why Masks at Home? I still want to have some privacy in my life, and also it went with my avatar, but regardless. No face reveal from me yet. I know, I also totally predict the future. How durable is the screen? Pretty durable, it just gets a few scratches after using it a lot, but personally I don't mind. I've never really had any issues with the tablet, and if I ever do, I literally just unplug it and install the driver again. I've done a lot of things with this tablet, and all of my videos ever since the tablet review, I've used this tablet. So yeah, I cherish this tablet. I named it Celeste. Okay, final artist is Shiru. Not too sure how many people know them, but they are a MV artist for Vocaloid producers, but more importantly to me, they're the artists who drew a majority of the Kaguru Project MVs and a lot of the Kaguru Project art in general. And unless you follow me on either Instagram or Twitter, I'm going to be rebranded on Twitter soon enough though, so don't worry. then you know that Kaguru Project is my favorite series ever. Now, growing up, I didn't actually know or get into Kaguru Pro. When I was in elementary school, I was only exposed to Jubiphonics' cover of Kaguru Days, which wasn't even made by Shiru, but by Wan Yanpu, another great artist. But even then, I wasn't that invested in the story, or song, even. Until 2019, when I came across Kaguru Pro through both Eine Kleine and a Kekai Sensen ending parody of it, and I fell in love with the character designs. I wanted to know more since it looked so cool without knowing anything. I was already heavily invested in their designs and tried watching the anime, which took a few months because of how distracted I got. And how the anime is the best part of Kaguru Pro. But then over quarantine, I got way too into it. And I mean way too into it. Shiru's art style was actually my main inspiration to explore and experiment with new styles, helping me out with my main style and how faces are drawn, and how thin line art should be. My messy sketches are fine as long as I clean up a little. Their art, mainly all the Kaguru Pro art as a whole, inspiring me for new character designs and the soft shading they go for. Throughout drawing this, my biggest weakness is definitely color. Blending colors and shading, since I just forget how to draw midway sometimes. And that's it! I hope you like how they turned out, and hope you found it interesting. Definitely check out all the artists I talk about in this video. And definitely check out the 10 Moons graphic tablet I talked about. The link to their store will be in the description below. More coming soon, hopefully. I've got some future plans and projects I want to get rolling along soon, so stick around the channel. Thank you 10 Moons for sponsoring this video. Bye!